What if ancient ocean creatures reappear? Have you ever imagined that one day, giant ancient creatures from the bottom of the ocean suddenly reappear? Let's explore this fantasy story, starting with the giant shark Megalodon. Megalodon, the giant shark that ruled the prehistoric ocean. In the deep darkness of the ocean, a giant figure began to move, shaking the still water. Megalodon, a giant ancient shark over 18 meters long, with razor-sharp teeth, emerged from the unexplored depths of the sea. Its thick, blue-grey skin glistened in the dim light of the ocean, each large fin flapping violently, creating fierce waves. Each bite of Megalodon was enough to crush small fishing boats, and even large whales had to stay away from it. The sound of the ship's engine was drowned out by the crashing of the sea and the heavy breathing of the most ferocious predator in the sea. The appearance of Megalodon not only shocked the global maritime industry, but also forced the world to change its approach to the ocean. The busiest shipping routes, such as the Caribbean Sea and the North Atlantic, became more dangerous than ever. Small boats had to stay away, causing serious disruptions to international trade. On the beaches, residents and tourists felt the overwhelming fear as news of Megalodon spread quickly. Diving and surfing resorts were closed, and beaches became deserted. In the ecological environment, Megalodon completely changed the ocean food chain. Modern sharks, killer whales, and blue whales, today's apex predators, faced fierce competition or became prey to Megalodon. The marine ecosystem was thrown into chaos, threatening the survival of many species. Humanity, faced with this threat, must quickly develop marine surveillance systems, using high technology such as unmanned ships and ultra-sensitive sensors to monitor and protect the seas. Part 2. Liopleurodon, the ultimate predator of the Jurassic. From the pristine deep seas, Liopleurodon, a giant marine reptile up to 7 meters long, with a powerful body like a living submarine, reappears. With extremely wide jaws, sharp teeth, and a long body, Liopleurodon was one of the ultimate predators of the Jurassic period, specializing in chasing fish, sea lizards, and other giant creatures under the sea. As Liopleurodon swims across modern coral reefs, the surrounding sea water bubbles violently with each swipe of its powerful tail. Its thick greenish-brown skin covers its muscular body, making it almost invisible in the darkness of the ocean. Liopleurodon's cold and sharp eyes do not miss any small movements underwater, making it the perfect deep-sea killer. The appearance of Liopleurodon caused considerable disruption to modern marine ecosystems. Large fish and even sharks had to migrate or face fierce competition. Fishermen along the coast also suffered losses when their familiar fishing grounds were disrupted, and even some small fishing boats that had collided with Liopleurodon were severely damaged. The scientific world faced new challenges in studying this creature, discovering how it could survive in today's ocean conditions. The appearance of Liopleurodon also sparked conservation debates, as this marine reptile could become a dangerous predator, but also a valuable part of the Earth's heritage. Part 3. Dunkleosteum, the Devonian armored monster. From the depths of the sea, Dunkleosteus, a giant armored fish about 6 meters long, with a thick layer of steel armor covering its body, reappeared. With teeth that were not real teeth, but sharp pieces of armor, strong enough to crush any prey. Dunkleosteus was the most fearsome predator of the Devonian period. Its massive body pierced through the murky waters, creating large waves and white foam around. The weak light of the ocean could not hide the hard, shiny armor that reflected the cold blue of the deep sea. Its growl echoed like a fierce storm under the ocean. The return of Dunkleosteus caused far-reaching impacts on the seafood industry and the marine environment. With the power to crush coral reefs and fishing boats, this armored monster severely destroyed fishing grounds, disrupting the food supply chain from the sea. Environmental protection organizations warn of the risk of ecological imbalance when Dunkleosteus destroys coral reef ecosystems, the home to thousands of marine species. At the same time, the marine tourism industry also suffers heavy damage when sightseeing and diving activities become dangerous. Part 4. Basilosaurus, the giant predatory ancient whale. From the depths of the ocean, Basilosaurus reappears, a giant whale measuring 18 to 20 meters long, once one of the ultimate predators of the Eocene. With a long, slender body like a giant sea snake and sharp teeth, Basilosaurus swims gracefully between the water layers, hunting prey with speed and cunning. Its smooth, dark grey skin glistens in the sunlight that filters through the water, its undulating body creating fierce waves around it. Its sharp eyes observe every small movement under the sea, keeping fish and other marine creatures on their toes. The appearance of Basilosaurus disrupted large-scale fishing activities, as fishing boats had to stay away from areas with this giant predatory whale. Shipping routes were also affected by unexpected collisions between Basilosaurus and ships. At the same time, Basilosaurus also changed the modern ocean food chain as it preyed on large fish, small sharks, and even dolphins, creating new ecological pressures. Humans must increase ocean surveillance and develop early warning devices to protect ships and fishermen from the potential danger of Basilosaurus. Part 5. Leiocarcinus giant crab, the powerful giant crab under the ocean. From ancient coral reefs, Leiocarcinus, a giant crab with claws as strong as a pair of steel hammers, reappears. The crab's body is nearly 3 meters long with a thick and hard shell, covered in dark moss green. Its claws can crush shells and corals, making it an extremely effective hunting and defense tool. Leiocarcinus moves slowly, but very firmly on the rocky and sandy bottom of the sea. The crab's eyes are small but sharp, always observing every small movement around to hunt prey or defend against enemies. The appearance of Leiocarcinus causes a lot of damage to coral reef ecosystems, where this crab destroys coral structures to create shelters. Small-scale fishing activities are affected when giant crabs destroy fishing nets and traps. Fishermen and coastal residents face new dangers from the powerful claws of Leiocarcinus, forcing them to change the way they exploit and live along the coast. Part 6. Orthoceras, the Devonian giant cuttlefish. From the depths of the ocean, Orthoceras, an ancient cuttlefish up to 20 meters long with a long, spiraling, tubular shell, emerges like a ghost from the Devonian. Its hard, cream-colored shell is streaked with black and brown, shimmering in the low light of the deep ocean. The long, flexible tentacles of Orthoceras wrap tightly around its prey, with its large, bright eyes always observing every movement. Its movements are graceful and agile, swimming gently but powerfully through the cold water. The appearance of Orthoceras has caused disruption in the ecosystems of the middle and deep water. Modern fish and mollusks have to compete with or avoid the areas where Orthoceras preys. The fishing industry has been affected as traditional fishing grounds have become more dangerous with the appearance of this giant cuttlefish. Fishing equipment such as nets and traps are also susceptible to being destroyed or trapped by the long tentacles of Orthoceras. Part 7. Tylosaurus, the tyrant sea lizard. Tylosaurus, or a sea lizard over 14 meters long, with a giant crocodile-like body and sharp-toothed jaws, emerged from the deep ocean and prehistoric nightmare. Its long and muscular body undulated like a snake, gliding at terrifying speeds, ready to attack any creature that came into sight. Tylosaurus's skin was a dark grey-green, mottled like the surface of a reef, helping it camouflage effectively among coral reefs and deep water. Its powerful fins and long tail allowed it to attack suddenly with great force, enough to knock down even adult sharks with just one bite. The return of Tylosaurus poses a serious threat to humans. Several mysterious disappearances of ships in the deep sea have been recorded in tropical waters, where this sea lizard often lurks. Marine tourism, coral diving, and offshore swimming are almost completely banned in areas where Tylosaurus is present. Marine ecosystems are unbalanced when Tylosaurus hunts without natural predators, pushing many other species to the brink of extinction. Governments of many countries have had to establish restricted sea areas and deploy sonar equipment to track the movements of this species, as if they were tracking a living weapon. Part 8. Abyssal Hydra, a multigenetic monster from the deep sea. Hell. In a secret biological experiment at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, scientists accidentally created an unprecedented creature, the Abyssal Hydra, a super strange creature that combines the genes of many ancient species. The tentacles of a crocan, the long and powerful body of a Tylosaurus, the armored scales of a Dunkleosteus, and the strange twisted jaw of a Helicoprion. The Abyssal Hydra is more than 30 meters long, with 5 heads. Each head is a different deformed structure. One head is like a giant squid. One head is like a crocodile. One head is like a twisted saw. One head is full of teeth like a sea dragon. And one head glows blue to lure prey in the dark. Its body emits a low sound that shakes the surface of the sea. This creature is not only physically strong, but also has the ability to sense sound waves and electric fields, causing all underwater electronic devices to be disrupted when it comes near. The Abyssal Hydra has become an unprecedented threat. Military submarine systems mysteriously disappeared, deep-sea research stations were destroyed, and the entire central Pacific Ocean became a no-go zone. Many countries have begun to form alliances to establish a network of satellites and unmanned ships to monitor this creature. Meanwhile, doomsday cults have emerged, claiming that the Abyssal Hydra is the messenger of humanity's end, leading to riots and fear everywhere. Humans are faced with a big question. Is this a product of ancient evolution? Or is it something we ourselves have accidentally created? Part 9. Cyanotherma, ancient parasite reborn from blue-green algae. In an icy sea off the coast of Antarctica, scientists have discovered a strange glow under the ice, a dim blue light that stretches hundreds of meters like a flood of light. After decades of being frozen, Cyanotherma, a fictional creature formed from the genetic mutation of ancient blue-green algae and prehistoric anaerobic bacteria, has awakened. At first glance, Cyanotherma appears to be just a floating mass of light, but inside it is a network of extremely thin tentacles, like nerve fibers, which can invade and parasitize other marine creatures. Once parasitic, it transforms its host into mutant creatures. Sharks with extra eyes, glowing whales, tentacled sea turtles. Cyanotherma has no fixed shape. It can expand into a giant toxic mist or contract into a mass resembling a biological lantern. It reproduces by contact or through seawater, and each fragment of it can regenerate into a new individual. Cyanotherma quickly became a global biological threat. Many fish stocks in the North Atlantic disappeared without a trace, leaving behind unidentified mutant creatures. Seas were blockaded when Cyanotherma invaded water systems, even paralyzing the cooling systems of coastal power plants. The World Health Organization, who in the United Nations declared it a Category X biological threat, more urgent than a pandemic. The prospect of the ocean no longer being a place to live, but becoming a living toxic zone, is entirely possible. Part 10. Bathogorgon, the god of the deep. Located at a depth of nearly 11,000 meters at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, where no light can reach, Bathogorgon has been hidden for millions of years. No one knows if it is a natural creature or an alien ancient god that drifted to Earth since the beginning of time. Only one thing is known. Bathogorgon has an irregular shape. When in a dormant state, it resembles a giant rock covered with coral and symbiotic organisms. But when it wakes up, it opens up like a fleshy flower with dozens of glowing eyes. a multi-layered mouth containing thousands of teeth, and long limbs that resemble tentacles mixed with the claws of an ancient crustacean. Its body is covered with transparent skin like a jellyfish, but as thick as titanium. Below is a system of bright red luminescent veins, like hot blood in the middle of a cold ocean. Every time it moves, the water pressure around the area changes dramatically, creating underground seismic waves that seismometers mistake for earthquakes. Bathogorgon first appeared when an unmanned exploration submarine was swallowed after only 4 minutes of losing signal at the bottom of the Mariana. The final video showed a pair of eyes opening in the darkness and a column of inky water rising from the bottom of the trench. Since then, all research activities on the ocean floor have been suspended. The U.S. Geological Survey has warned of abnormal fluctuations in the Pacific tectonic plate, suggesting that Bathogorgon may be the cause of periodic seismic phenomena in history. Some scholars also believe that if it were to surface, the sudden drop in body pressure could cause a biological explosion, releasing billions of tons of unknown ancient toxic gases, causing a global mass extinction. The ocean covers more than 70% of the Earth's surface, but we have only explored less than 5%. The rest may be hiding secrets beyond our understanding, or even science and logic. If these ancient creatures do return, will we have the strength to confront them, or have human actions, from climate change, genetic experimentation, overfishing, inadvertently awakened something that should not be awakened?
This is the end of the video. Leave a comment below, let us know what you think. If you like fantasy and science mixed with drama like this, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next interesting videos.